Suppose you have a string. Sometimes you would like to get a part of the string. Let's say, for example, you have a website name that is www.computer.com. So my goal here is that suppose I would like to get only this particular domain name, that is computer.com, without the prefix. Otherwise, you would like to get only the extension, that is .com, without the prior name. Like this, you would like to get a part of the string that is called substring. So to get a part of the string, you will use the techniques of slicing the strings. That means cutting the strings into pieces. Let us try. Let me create a file for that. Slicing strings.py. Suppose you have a variable called name and you would like to print the same as usual. So the expected output is computer itself. Of course, you must get the same. Alright. Now, I would like to get only the first character of the particular string, that is C. You require to understand that before trying to get a particular character from the string, you must understand the indexes of the string. Every character in the string contains an index. Always indexing starts from 0. Means, in this particular string called computer, the index of the first character is 0 because the index starts from 0 and it goes all the way towards incremental. Means the next character index is 1 and then 2 and then so on. So this kind of indexing is automatically maintained for all the strings in Python. That means as soon as you write something in the double quotes like this, at first an object will be created for this particular string. Of course, you may don't know the meaning of objects as of now, but we will understand it later in the further lectures. So don't confuse about that. So this particular string called computer will be stored as object in memory, and for each character of this string, automatically the 0-based index is maintained like this. So what's the big deal about that? So you can get a particular character from the string based on this indexing only. For example, I would like to get the first character from the string. It is possible by using the index called 0. Let us try. And you will mention the index based on the square brackets, but not parentheses. Generally, you will use the parentheses for the functions, like for example print, and also for performing mathematical operations. For example, you would like to provide a higher priority for arithmetical expression. In that case, you will use the parentheses, like for example, you would like to first perform this 10 plus 2, so you can use this parenthesis here for this. Okay, it's different. We have already discussed about these operators, right? Okay, ignore that. So in this context, we are trying to talk about brackets, which are also called as square brackets. So in these square brackets, after the variable name, you can provide the index. It can be any of the indexes like 0, 1, 2, etc. For example, I gave 0. It means that from the value of the name, you would like to get only the character at the index called 0, that is C. So if we are correct, we are expecting the output as C. Let me check. Yes, we are getting the same here. That's fine. So in place of index called 0, you can use any other index. For example, I would like to get the character called P. So you will use these 3. You can try the same here. So we expect P as output for this. Yes, we are getting the same here. Alright. And not only the string variable, in place of string variable, you can write the string itself. For example, let's say you have a string like hello, and you would like to get a particular character from that. Even without storing the same in a variable, you can straight away use that index. So after the string, that means after the double quotes, you can use your index. For example, I would like to get h, so we can use 0. It's absolutely possible in Python. So we get the same here. So either you can store the string reference in a variable like this, and then you can use that variable later, or straight away you can use that string wherever required. But I have a doubt here. Let's say, for example, in this string called computer, we have allowed indexes up to 7 because it's an 8-letter word, so it will be 0 to 7. But I would like to use it more than 7. Let's say 8 or 9. Let's try. So whenever we use the wrong index, something like this, which does not exist, let us see what exactly happens. So in that case, we are getting an exception, which is also called as runtime error. It says that string index out of range. That means you cannot use that index called 8 because it is an 8-letter word. So you can use the indexes up to 0 to 7, but not more than that or less than that. Okay, let me comment this particular statement. And also the previous statements. So can we use the negative indexing here? Let's say name. So if we use 0, we will get the first character, that is C, because name equal to computer. So I want to use less than 0, that is -1, for example. Let's see what exactly happens. Yes, now we are getting R. So what does it mean? What's happening? Python automatically maintains negative index also. That will be from right to left. See, you can say that the forward indexing will be incremental, that is positive, and the negative indexing will be from right to left. So we have to read from right to left. So for the first character called R from right, you will get -1. It means that this is the first character from right. So the forward indexing starts from 0, but the negative indexing starts from -1. There is no -0. It's because generally in mathematics, -0 is automatically equated to be 0. But -1 is not equal to 1, right? So that is why -0 is not considered here. So -1 is a valid value. Then this will be -2, that is E, and then the next character called T is -3, and then so on. So we have the indexes all the way from -1 to -8. So you can represent any character in two ways by using either of the indexes, either the forward index or backward index. For example, you can represent the first character called C either by using 0 or -8. And in the same way, you can represent the character called or either by using 7 or -1. Let us try. For example, here I am writing -8. So we are getting the first character called or. So you can use any other index in between. Let's say 4, for example. That is U. You can check here. The index of U is either +4 or -4. Of course, it is just strange because it is 8-letter word. Let's say I would like to print P. So in this case, either you must use the +3 or the -5. So we are expecting P here, yes. Alright. Now, I would like to use -9. If you can notice this chart, -9 does not exist, right? So you must get error. Let us see. -9. Yes, we are getting that index out of range error. So whenever you are using invalid index, either positive or negative, you must get this index out of range error. Now, I would like to get a part of the string. Let's say, for example, I would like to get only this particular part, that is MPU. So how do you express that? You need to first mention the starting index, that is the index of M, that is either you can write 2 or -6. Next, after that, you should write the next character index after the last character you want. See, for example, I would like to get up to U, right? So, you need to mention the next index, but not the index of U itself. It's because the index somewhere exists here, that is in between U and T. In case if you mention the index of U, that will be considered to be here in memory. So in that case, you must get MP only, but not U included there. That is why you have to represent the next character index, that will be here. So you can say it is 5. So overall, you should write in this way, that is name of the starting letter index is 2 and then colon, and you can read it as up to. So up to what? Up to 5, but not including 5. So you will get all the characters of 2, 3, 4. That is MPU here. What if I would like to include T there? In that case, we have to mention the next index, that is 6. Alright, let me check. So we are writing name of 2 colon 5. Let us see what exactly happens. Oops, let me comment this statement. So as we expect, we are getting MPU. So we are getting the characters of 2, 3, 4, that is less than 5, but not including 5. So can we represent with negative indexes like this? For example, I want the same MPU, but this time instead of 2, I will be writing -6, but instead of 5, I am writing -3. Yes, it is possible. So we should write -6 colon -3. Let me check. -2 colon -6. Oops, it is -6 colon -3, right? -6 colon -3. Alright. So yes, we are getting MPU. So you should write always the first character and then last character. You should never mention in reverse. Suppose, what if I mention a larger value than available characters? Let's say in case of forward indexing, the last index is 7, right? So I try to mention more than 7. In that case, what happens? Let's try. Let me comment out all those previous lines. Alright. So print of, in the square brackets, I am trying to mention the starting letter as 4. That is U in this case. But the last character is 10, for example, which does not exist really. See, the last possible index in this case is 7, but we are writing 10. Let us see what happens. So it is not error. It simply takes up to available. See, it begins with 4, that is including 4. So in this case, 4 is U, right? So starting from U up to available. So even though we have written 10 as last index, it is not bothered because it will take up to available. So that is why the output is UTER. Alright. The next question is, what if I don't mention the ending index? I just mention the starting index without ending index. Let us see what happens. So in this case, the starting letter is 3, that is P here. Index of P is 3. But I will not mention the ending index. I just keep it as colon. In that case, what happens? So we are getting up to ending automatically. So starting from the index number 3, including 3, up to ending it will take automatically. It's because we have not mentioned the ending index, so it will take up to ending. So this is a possibility. So what if I do the same in reverse? I will mention the ending index, but not starting. Let us see what happens. I mentioned the ending index as 5, but not starting index. So what is the index number 5? That is T, right? So I just mentioned the ending index as T, but not the starting index. Since we have not specified the starting index, it will automatically take the same as 0. So in this case, you must get everything from 0. Let me check. Yes, we get the same here. So the default starting index is 0 and the default ending index is the last index, that is 7 in this case. Alright. So what if I would like to replace a particular string? So for example, instead of PUT, I would like to update the same as GET. So I would like to get a word of COMGETER. It is directly not possible, but you can do the same by using concatenation, that is plus operator. At first, we have to get this com, then concatenate get, and then the next part, that is ER. Let us try. So at first, focus on the first portion, that is COM. How can you get that? The starting index is 0, but ending index is actually 2, but we should write it as 3. So we have to write name of 0:3, or you can skip it. It will automatically take the starting index as 0. So by this we should get com. Next, after that, instead of POT, I would like to concatenate GET. So we can use the plus operator and then get. So we got the same here. Next, after that, I would like to add this ER. So it begins from the index number 6. So we should write plus again, because once again we are concatenating. So I would like to concatenate this particular string with ER. That is, starting index is 6. That's it. It is fulfilled. Oops, it is 6 colon, right? So starting index is 6 up to ending. So like this, even though we cannot replace directly a particular part of the string, you can do the same by using this concatenation technique. The next question I have is, let's say I would like to use the plus equal to operator, that is one of the assignment operator with the strings. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. See, for example, we have name. Name value is basically computer. I would like to attach or concatenate another string with that. So name plus equal to means concatenate with or append with is an electronic device. In this case, the updated value will be overwritten in the same variable, that is name. So this will change the value of name variable itself. Like this. So this particular statement is the simplified version of name equal to name plus your string. So both of these statements do the same thing. Alright, so overall we have understood how do you get a particular part of the string so that you can show something to the user, or you can do some condition checking as well. For example, there is a website name like computer.com. You would like to get only the extension part of this, and then you can copy the same for another website. So this kind of manipulations are possible by using these slicing techniques. And there is a cheat sheet for the same. This is how do you get a particular character based on the index, that is either by using the forward index or backward index. Similarly, you can try using start index colon end index, or only start index or end index. Alright, this is how do you work with the slicing the strings. So in the further lectures also, we are trying to perform advanced manipulations on the strings itself.